Hi everyone! In the last video, we configured inline tools for the editor. Before I start the coding, I'll test all the features again. All inline tools are working fine so far. In this video, I'll focus on block tools. For adding block tools, I'll return to the content.jsx file and add each tool as a case in the switch statement. In this code, for each block.type case, it logs the data to the terminal. If I write paragraph text, it doesn't render the block tools yet, but it logs the data in the terminal. Similarly, if I add a header in the editor, it doesn't render. But in the terminal, it logs all the data we need. I'll go back to the content.jsx file and use this data to display a paragraph tag with alignment on the page. In this code, first, I get the text value and assign it to the text variable. Similarly, I get the alignment value and assign it to the align variable. Then, I use these values in the p tag to render the note. I'll save it and go back to the browser to try the alignment for the paragraph. And the paragraph tools are working fine. If we look at the terminal, we can see the alignment data. To get the alignment value, I wrote block.tunes, .textAlignment, .alignment. Like this. To use multiple times, I'll declare the text and align variables at the top. In the header case, first, I'll get the level value. Then, I'll copy and paste the text and align in the paragraph case. In this line of code, I'll use these variables in the h tag to render the header. I'll go to the browser and test the header feature. It seems there is something wrong with the alignment feature, so I'll go back to the editor. In the style attribute, these curly braces are wrong. I'll delete them and instead write a single quote. I'll go back to the browser again, and now alignment is showing in the header tag. Let's, for testing, write a right-aligned header. And all codes are working fine so far. Now, let's try the alert case. I'll add a new note with the alert feature. If we look at the logged data, there is a line, message, and type data, which I require to render the alert tag on the page. So, I'll go back to the editor again and get this data first. Then I'll use this data with the div tag and assign it to the content variable. I'll save it, and the alert feature is rendered on the page successfully. Let's try another one. And all features are working fine. Now I'll try the list feature. If we look at the logged data, there is a style value and an items array, which contains all entered list items inside. First, I'll get the style value. Then I'll map through each list item. In this code, I'll use each list item in the li tag and assign it to the list items variable. If the style is unordered, then I'll use these list items in the ul tag. If the style is ordered, then I'll use list items in the ol tag with the listGroupNumbered class. If I go back to the browser, we can see that unordered lists are rendered on the page successfully. I'll try with the ordered type. And both the ordered and unordered list items are working fine. Now, we are on the checklist case. I'll add the checklist to the editor and save. If we look at the logged data, we see the items array, which contains checked values and all entered text. First, I'll write a for each loop to get each list item. Then, I'll use these items inside the li tag. In the input tag, I'll write an if statement for item.checked. If it's true, then this checkbox is checked. Otherwise, it's not checked. In the label tag, I'll render each checklist item's text. Finally, I'll get this list items variable and render it inside the UL tag. Then assign this to the content variable. If I save and return to the browser, we see that the checklist feature is rendered successfully on the page. Now we are in the image case. For rendering the image on the page, first I'll get the image URL. Then, for the description text, I'll get the caption value. In this code, I use the URL variable as the image src attribute. Also, I use the caption variable as the image alt attribute, and inside the small tag. For the responsive size, I use the imgFluid class and set the image width to 500 pixels. Then, I use these HTML tags as the img tag variable, assigned it to the content variable. I'll just save this and give it a try. I'll copy a random image from the web and paste it in the editor. When I click the Save button, the copied image is displayed on the page successfully. I'll try another image. I'll copy the image and paste it in the editor. And we see that all images are displayed and all codes are working. Lastly, we are now in the embed case. I'll copy some random video's URL and paste it in the editor. When I save, it logs all the data we need. I'll use the embed and caption values to display the embedded videos. I'll get the embed value and similarly get the caption value as well. In this code, I use the content variable to render the HTML tags, and I assign this to the div tag, which has a child as the embed tag variable. This embed tag variable contains an iframe tag, where I use the embed value in its src attribute, and a small tag, where I use the caption variable inside it. When I return to the browser, the video is displayed, but I want the size of this frame to maintain an aspect ratio. To do this, I'll add the embed class to the iframe tag, and the aspect ratio class to the div tag. Then, I'll go to the styles.scss file and resize the embed frames using these classes. After saving this, I return to the browser, and the video is now in aspect ratio. This embed feature is available in the CodePen project too. I copy this project's URL and paste it in the editor. I click the Save button, and the CodePen project is now displayed successfully on the page. All the embed frames are working fine. I want to change the background color to light gray. I'll go back to the Styles file again and change the color of the body. Additionally, I aim to customize the primary color. Heading to the top of the file, I'll update the primary color code. Returning to the browser, the background color is now light gray, and the primary color has been successfully changed. This way, you can customize the theme as you wish. I'll just comment out this line of code to restore the default color. That wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next videos.